David, 17, was a typical teenager. He was a night owl who loved to play video games and snack on unhealthy foods. He didn't have much self-control and often found himself wasting his time. One day, David read an article about an 18-year-old street vendor who was making over 50,000 new Taiwan dollars a month. The article talked about how the street vendor had worked hard to build his business and how he was now able to provide for his family. David was inspired by the story. He realized that he didn't want to waste too much time playing video games. He wanted to do something meaningful with his life. David committed to reducing his gaming time to just 30 minutes a day and focused on working hard. He got a part-time job after school and started saving his money. He also started eating better and exercising more. However, David struggled to break his gaming habit. In the beginning, he often played for more than 30 minutes. But cleverly, David used an alarm clock to remind himself when his time was up, and it worked. He also kept reminding himself of his goal. He knew he could do anything if he put his mind to it. He wanted to give it a try. After a few months, David had saved enough money to start his own business. He opened a small food stand and began selling homemade chips. At first, David's business was slow. But he didn't give up. He worked hard to promote his business, and eventually he started to get more customers. David decided to sell his chips at night so that he could focus on his studies during the day. He would wake up early in the morning to prepare his chips and then set up his stall in the evening. Within a year, David's business was thriving. He was making more money than ever before. He was also much happier and healthier. David was proud of himself for turning his life around. He knew it hadn't been easy, but it had been worth it. He had learned that self-control was the key to success. One day, a customer came to David's stand and asked him how he had become so successful at such a young age. David told the customer about the article he had read about the street vendor and how it had inspired him to change his life. The customer was impressed by David's story. He offered to help David grow his business. David was grateful for the customer's help. He soon opened several more chip stands in different parts of the city. David's business continued to grow, and he eventually became one of the most successful street vendors in the city. He was able to provide for his family, and he also gave back to his community by donating money to charity. David was a role model for many young people, showing them that they could achieve anything they set their minds to. He was a true inspiration, and his story will continue to motivate people for years to come.